I really like to think that I've learned a couple of things in my 65 and a half years on this earth. And one of those lessons that I have hopefully imparted is the difference between happiness and sadness, which are feelings that come and go, versus something that might be more profound and more difficult and require professional assistance, such as a depression or a psychological issue that cannot be addressed without professional intervention. So, uh, back in 1984, I began my journey in the law. It is a journey. Law is something that you practice with the hope that you never get perfect, but practice, even if it doesn't make you perfect, might make you a little less imperfect over time. And I was at a rather conservative law school. Duke University School of Law back then was more of a corporate school than it is today. People who know Duke Law School today are sometimes shocked when they hear about what the emphasis was academically and career wise back in the 1980s, and probably for another 10 or 15 years thereafter. Now, Duke seems to have become the type of law school where you can launch a career in public service, public interest, in advocacy, in something of a progressive, a liberal nature, and where corporate priorities, corporate values, corporate concerns, corporate thinking are by the wayside. But no, back in 1984, the general drift of the educational experience that I had was pretty heavily corporate in nature. And by the way, that virtual background that you're seeing right now, while not uh, exactly what the Duke Law Library looks like or looked like, does remind me of many, many law libraries that I've had the opportunity to study and work in. So a bit sterile, a bit antiseptic, a bit intimidating for someone who doesn't know what all those books on that shelf behind you with all that gold uh, lettering and all those bright strips of red and black, silver, gold, what that really is supposed to evoke. So, coming back to my topic for today, for this Insights and Ideas video blog. Um, 1984, I walked into Duke Law School, an idealistic, progressive, liberal law student, excited about the possibility of a career in advocacy and public uh, interest. And I had many of those expectations shattered during the first year. The first year is notorious for that, but in my case, it was a rude and brutal awakening. So I became depressed. And yet, by 1986 through 1987, I was as happy can be. I had overcome that obstacle. I was a 3L. Law school students are frequently referred to as 1L, 2L, and 3L, meaning your first year, your second year, and your third year. And by the time I was a 3L, I was also more mature, um, having suffered and having gone through adversity, because there's no disputing that the first year of law school is a difficult and challenging adventure. So I had grown up. And in the process of growing up, I developed more of an appreciation of who I am and what gifts and strengths I bring to the professional equation. It was a very, very important lesson. But what I want to impart to you today is if you're if you're at a stage in your career or even in your life where you just kind of don't know where you fit in, hang on, hang on. Just like that song by REM, Everybody Hurts. Hang on, don't give up. Don't fall for the mistaken idea that quitting is ever an option. Quitting is never really the way to go. I could have quit law school, I could have transferred, but I stayed with it. I stuck with a difficult experience where honestly I felt outnumbered. I felt that I was in a minority of one in many respects with regard to my political views and my personal values. And yet, by third year, I was thriving. I was happy. There were things that I was accomplishing. There was work I was doing that was giving me a sense of purpose. And all of those negative emotions that had bubbled to the surface during my first uh, 2 semesters of Duke Law School were behind me. So hang on, don't give up, don't give in to the idea that it has to be one way, and if it's not, then I quit. Every experience in life that doesn't completely destroy or break you makes you stronger. And that's my insight and idea for today. Thank you for stopping by. Please click the like and subscribe button so I can grow this marvelous channel. And see you again next time.